Hi, everybody. Welcome to Zenful Conversations. Hope you are doing well today. My name is Zenjen Brown. If you're new to the space, we're in the living room, intimate conversations, and I have the joy and pleasure and honor, we do, of speaking with Joanne today. Joanne Rowley is a poet, and I am rather fond of Joanne. So, Joanne, welcome to the space. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you, and I'm very happy to be here.
Cool. I was thinking about, so you're a poet, and can you just let's give a little bit of your what does writing mean to you, or how long have you been doing, or whatever you want to say about your writing?
Yes, my writing is, well, I consider myself more of a storyteller than a poet, although I write in the form of poetry, and I've had a long, interesting life, and what I write is what has happened in my life to me and what I see around me. So unlike other poets who who try to find the surprise in their work, not knowing the ending, see where your writing will take you, which I wish I could do. I don't. I tell the story of what has happened to me or what I find in my life. So I think of myself as a storyteller more than a poet.
Mhm. That's interesting.
Yes, and I've had a long life. I'm old. I was a nurse for, well, yeah, I was a nurse for 40 years or more, and I was a wildlife rehabilitator for many years. So I've had a lot of experience in life.
And a lot of heartache, I would say too.
Yes, a lot of heartache.
Because when you're in those fields, both of the wildlife, I can't even imagine,
Yeah,
maybe more so than people.
yeah,
uh
yeah.
just it brings me back to this emotion again, this field of emotion, and how y- how
Mm,
you poets, you beautiful poets, dance so eloquently with emotions and come out on the other side and share it with the world. It just blows my mind.
right. That's what I try to do. Somebody once asked me, well, why do you write? Why do you want to be a writer? And my answer was very selfish. It was, and still is, I want people to see things my way. I want them to see what I have seen.
Mm.
As an animal rights activist, that was my mission. I want people to see what I've seen, the ways that we can improve being human, how to improve our lives, to be more aware of what we do, the suffering we cause, and also the joy. But that was my mission. See things the way I see them, through my eyes, through those words on the page. Also in a spiritual quest, the same mission. See it the way I see it.
How has your practice changed you? I mean, in many, many ways, I'm sure. And how long have you been writing?
I started seriously writing in the 90s, and I call the 90s my golden age. Has long passed, but in the 90s, I was devoted to writing and publishing. And I stopped that in when 2000, 9/11 pretty much was my cutoff from sharing what I write. I still write. I belong to a group of poets, and I go pretty much every Saturday to meetings to learn, to share, to experience. And I think that's so important to have a group that you can be with, who know who can help you and you can help them.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I believe that too. That's why I'm one of the reasons we're here.
Yeah, I know. I really appreciate what you do. I learned from I loved who you had on, was it yesterday?
Oh,
Amrit.
Amrit. Yeah,
She
Amrita.
read a couple
Yeah.
of poems that I actually had tears in my eyes when she talked about her son and the birth of the son and looking forward to a lifetime of difficulty, struggle, and love.
Yeah, yeah, it really brought it right to the forefront of wow. Yeah, well, I felt the emotion, and that's something I heard you and say, I think in the last conversation we had with the poets in conversation, you were saying about about feel it. We want to feel it. I think we were talking, remember the gal was asking for tips on writing in that group we had?
Yeah,
Yeah, I heard you say the same thing, and Amrita had the emotion down on that.
right. And she was able to share it, and I felt the pain. I had liquid ran down my face because it
Mm.
was so strong, that emotion. And that's
I'll
why
tell you, there's a lot there. There's a lot there. There's even more. Uh, but
uh,
I mean, she's worked through a lot of things as we do, and especially by 80, right?
right,
We're hoping so anyway. I know some people are not working on it at all.
right.
Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, so there's more, but at some point you don't want to really go back into it. Sometime,
right,
it's okay to let it go, not as an avoidance, I don't think, but more so as there's much more of me that I can explore now that I've resolved said thing, right?
right. And I think putting it down on the page helps you to let it go, to move on, to have a finish to it.
Right. So that was my other part of that question there. What do you figure, uh, how has writing helped you grow or changed you?
Changed me. I, t- I think it changes me in making me understand. I write about the experience that I've had. And I think by writing it, making words, crafting words to explore it, it makes me understand what that experience meant on a deeper level, on many levels. Yeah.
So deeper parts of ourselves then is what we're going into.
Yes. Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I do have a spiritual practice, and sometimes I write about that. And also that helps me understand, understand better what I'm trying to achieve in my life.
Isn't it one and the same too? The writing is a spiritual practice.
Well, not always for me, because I write about,
Hmm.
oh, last summer, dog and I were on a walk, and we stopped to sniff a bunch of hedges that were so fragrant and so beautiful. So we stuck our head in the hedge, and out comes a swarm of wasps biting us all over, biting the dog, biting me. So that was an experience that I wrote about in a poem, but I don't feel it was a spiritual practice. It was
Uh-huh.
exploration of how it happened.
Mhm.
And it made
I'm
me,
just,
I study Native American history on the side. And it made
of
me,
course.
yeah, Colorado. And it made me remember stories that the Native Americans have written about wasps, about fire, about being stung. And
Oh
so
my
I
gosh.
put that in the poem. So it was fun for me. I mean, it was painful. I mean, those stings were painful. Unlike bees, wasps can sting repeatedly. They don't sting once and die or fly off. They sting and they sting and they sting. So it was a very interesting experience to be stung like that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
Well, well, the spiritual practice part and that too. So I'm this the actual act of the writing, not what we're writing about. I'm figuring to me in a way is this continual cleansing. Mind, body, spirit is one.
Yeah,
We try to separate, but when the body's not content, the thoughts are not content, and and they all affect each other. So that's kind of almost feels to me like writing, and this is how I look at it anyway. I can only go by what I
right.
makes sense to me. It's part of like a cleansing process, processing emotions and everything. Like I guess I'm looking at it more as a therapeutic level than a creative, right? Sounds like to me.
And I agree because once I wrote that poem, I was done with it. Yeah, done with it.
Mm,
It helped me get over it. You know, I was hurt that the world would come and sting me and harm me like that because I'm good to the world, and I was appreciating the fragrance of the fir hedge, and yet it came and bit me. So that was stunning for me. And now I'm over it.
mm. Do you want
But
to share that poem, or do you have another poem you'd like to share?
I can share that poem. I do.
Sure.
I gathered poems today to share with you,
Wonderful.
and I can
Let's
share
hear
that poem.
something beautiful. Yeah, cool.
Okay, I don't know if it's beautiful, but
That's awesome. Are you kidding me? This whole
I
thing is
have it. Yeah.
beautiful.
Okay. The Sting. It's called The Sting, and I do have it here. I've pulled out a whole bunch of poems to share, but I have to read it close. A swarm of stinging yellow wasps have settled in the hedge of fragrant fir that spreads the length of a neighbor's fence. Predators, pollinators, paper makers, insects of an ancient age traveling the muddled map of time into the present day where they have found a fine home in this old mining town. The old ones say trickster coyote stole fire from three stinging yellow sisters, brought it to his people to keep warm. We meant no harm, certainly no thievery, as Dog and I leaned into the hedge for a whiff of fur, unleashing a firestorm of wasps, stinging arms, chest, neck, throat, over and over again. Dog broke loose, howled home. I crushed the last wasp trapped in my shirt and stunned, flesh on fire, bumbled home. Coyote's crime avenged, we bathe our wounds as the stinging yellow sisters taste yet another still sweet sip of revenge. And Dog and I have learned not to stick our nose where it doesn't belong.
That is a wonderful ending there. But that emotion was powerful. Because I met that brought me back to childhood when I got stung
You got
a couple
stung.
times. Yeah. Well, you can't be a kid living in Florida and not get stung by a wasp.
Yeah.
Not being outside as much as I was. I was a tomboy.
Oh, yeah. Good old
Mm,
days. Yeah.
yeah.
I
Yeah, I sure miss it. I would love to climb a tree again, but I don't dare try to do something like that.
know.
I used to live in the trees. I'm trying to
Really?
actually get myself one built out in the backyard.
What kind of trees?
I want a tree house.
A tree
I
house.
want something
Yeah.
safe to walk up. I can't climb the trees like I did when I was
Right,
15. Just be
right,
real.
right. What a tree house. Oh,
And
that's
I go to even sometimes I'll maybe halfway think I'm going to attempt to do it, and my foot will slip down too quickly, and it's like, no, I know better. Uh, but
yeah.
I don't know. I have oak trees. I have a lot of oak trees on my property.
Nice. Where do you live in Florida?
I'm in Sarasota, which is about an hour-ish south of Tampa on the west coast on the beautiful
East Coast.
Gulf waters.
Uh, I was just last summer or spring in Florida in Fort Lauderdale. And
Oh, that's where I'm from.
I took my grandson because we went to see my mother's grave. I had not ever seen it. So
Oh,
we went there, but we had a wonderful time.
Mm. It's changed a lot since when I was a kid, but that's my old stomping grounds. I was in the Hollywood, Fort Lauderdale area for over 40 years.
Ooh. Oh, my mother lived
Yeah,
there for 40 years, Fort Lauderdale. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Back in the day, though, it's
Mhm.
changed a lot now. You barely even recognize the place and
Yeah,
barely want to be there.
truly, true. Overcrowded. But we had a wonderful little bed and breakfast, or what do they call them? Airbnb. Yeah.
Mm,
Beautiful.
mm,
It was a Zen garden,
mm,
big statue of Buddha, and I sat beneath that in the mornings and wrote with birds and
mm.
Buddha, and it was just beautiful and
It sounds heavenly. Yeah. What a
lovely. I
great
loved it.
environment.
Yeah,
Yeah. What a great environment there. How
nice.
about that? Yeah, that's cool. But then I'll tell you on the other coast, on the west coast of Florida, it's like night and day. Over here, I think it's because of the New York is on the east of the whole coast there. So there's a lot of back and forth there. And there's a lot of high energy over there. Over
Yes.
here on the west coast of Florida, there's a lot of just retirees. It's a lot more laid back. The sand is actually over here in Siesta Key. It's made of crystal, of quartz. It's white sand that's
Oh,
cool all the time. It's gorgeous.
no.
Actually, it's the number one beach in the USA.
Really? And it's not
See,
overcrowded for tourists?
it not as much. It's getting there. They're building everywhere these days. They're ruining it all, babe. They're knocking all the trees down.
Oh, please, that hurts. That hurts so badly.
Yep, yep,
Yeah.
yep. So let's get back to poetry because this
Yeah.
is the thing because there's a lot of going on in this world, and a few months back was having a little bit of challenge with myself of existing the way I want to live in my mind and thoughts and with the way and everything. So many things are going on right now, and I'm not alone in this. And so that's why I'm diving in deeper. And this is to me, the poetry is what's really lifting up at least my vibrations, if not the planet right now.
Okay. Since you mentioned vibrations, I do have a poem I pulled out that I want
Sweet.
to read. And
Perfect.
it's about a vibration in the universe. Uh,
Beautiful.
It's called There's a Hum. Hum. So there's a hum, I'm told, in the universe, a sound as soothing as a Buddhist smile, holy as Christ's blood, and true as Krishna calling on his forest flute to Radha. It is the sound of love seeking the beloved. And so I sit, open as a lily on a summer pond, listening, waiting, longing to be found.
Oh my goodness. I would like to use that at my eulogy. I
What
would like to put that in my little package that I'm setting up.
I will send it to you.
That is gorgeous.
Thank you. It was published years and years and years ago, but that is who I am. Waiting.
And see, that's why we're sisters here.
I'll send you a copy of that.
Mm,
Yeah.
please do. Yeah, that was beautiful. And so when did you write that?
I wrote that about 20 years ago.
Do you
20,
recall the setting and scene and like what
um,
was immediately around that surrounding time period? What energy was there? Because that was amazing.
I don't. I only remember writing the poem.
Mm.
Um,
Were you sitting? Do you write by hand? Do you write on
I
the
write by
computer?
hand, pencil and paper, always.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the
Mm-hmm.
computer is an enemy, my enemy. And
Mm-hmm.
if you wonder why I don't ever have that little yellow hand up in the box to make I don't know how. I don't know where that hand comes from.
Well, do you see the heart down there?
I don't know. Is it there now? Yes,
You
it's
should have a heart.
green.
Okay, a
Yeah,
heart.
a
Click.
heart.
Click on the heart somewhere. It's somewhere around the heart. If you click on the heart, you might see the hand. Sometimes the hand is separate by itself down there,
Oh yeah,
but
there's
sometimes,
a whole screen.
yeah.
There's a thumb up. Is that the heart? Oh, raise hand. Oh, I see it.
There you okay, so
Yeah.
that's where that raised hand is. And there's something in your settings that you could do, although I don't know how to tell you where or what,
And
to
I,
separate it so it's on your screen, but Lord, if I know how I did it. It's a
yeah.
miracle. We're here talking.
It's a miracle I'm here. Yes.
Yeah, it
Because
is. I love this Zoom though. I mean, because the just pure joy of connection is just wonderful. And I would not have the opportunity to even know half of any, I mean, most people that I love and deep in my heart, you know?
yeah.
It's just amazing because we share deep stuff, and that brings me back again to those emotions that that obviously you process.
Yeah. Well, I worked as a nurse in cancer research for many years. And that was difficult. That was difficult because many people died that I got to know and care about. And although I, s- shared a lot of pain in those years, it did make me very comfortable with death. I
Mm,
have become comfortable with death. And when I got cancer, I had breast cancer 10 years ago.
mm,
It was a very easy journey for me. And I walked through that very easy because of my history,
mm,
of my history. And I did write a few poems about that. I I wrote a poem about cancer 10 years before it was breast cancer, before I had breast cancer, watching my patients die. I can read that if you want. But I have evolved out of that poem into
mhm.
a new a new way of looking at it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what the practice does. No matter what you practice, it does that to you. And I love that when you can finally
Yeah.
notice it and enjoy the growth because you can see what you used to feel about it. You can actually see your evolution there, you know.
Right.
Uh, that is so cool. That is so cool to recognize that. So that same poem would be completely different now.
Yeah. I wrote this poem, when I'm going to read it if I can find it. I pulled it out because I wanted to read it. But if I can
Yeah, whatever you want to share is great by me. I appreciate it.
find
So this poetry that we write as poets, which I'm working on finding my voice, you know that. This poem is
Hmm,
basically our life experience that we're sharing as a gift.
exactly. Exactly. So this poem was written out of frustration watching people die of cancer. And it's called Cancer Speaks. I make merry with the surgeon's knife. I am lizard, easily regenerate what was cut away. The fire of the radiologist I mock. I am phoenix, rise again from the rubble of my ash. The oncologist's poison I merely spew aside. I am king, like Mithridates. I will not be poisoned. The laying on of hands, the weeping and the wailing, the prayers, the pleading, and the trumpeting of angels softens not my shell. I am cancer. I have no heart. I have no soul.
Mm.
That was written, yeah, years ago, watching people die. So I guess you could say writing got the angst out of my body, you know, got the angst out of my body.
Yeah,
So it was
yeah.
a healing process. Yeah.
Yeah, I recognize now. I got stumbled up once and what, well, yeah, I mean, we get stumbled up all the time by stuff, but it's
Yeah,
about how fast it stops you in your tracks or how long you're there, you know?
right.
Yeah, I got stumbled up for a few years there once on something, and I can't help but think, boy, if I'd have known about having a writing practice, I really think it would really would have helped me get through that.
But okay. But whatever you're stumped up against now, you can use as a
Oh yeah, I'm good now. Now
yeah,
things tough come my way, and it
right,
I well, first of all, I have the distance now
right.
from the situation and
Hmm.
absorbing all of it. But yeah, I've well grown a lot,
Yeah. But
grown a lot.
new problems come up daily. I mean, I'm suffering. I suffered this morning, okay? I had coffee, French roast from Starbucks. I had a bagel from some great local bakery, and I'm enjoying my bagel and coffee. And the news, people starving in Gaza, children dying of starvation.
Yeah, I know.
It's still,
No, that's absolutely true. And really, it depends on the news too that we
yeah,
get. So,
right.
personal or collective there. But yeah, I mean, I was, that's where what led to me getting more involved in my practice was trying to deal with life. And now this people starving is this the kids, this is really getting hard, really getting challenging, and all I can do is feel the immense gratitude, you know, for
Of,
for being able to have food in the life we live regardless how
right.
poor, but boy oh boy it is tough. But and so do you write about that?
Well, I have a strong writing practice. Every day I write to politicians, to my senators, to my reps, on the Fed level, on the local level, and on the town level. I write and I write and I write.
Wow.
That's my writing practice now, being active. I mean, I'm 83. I can't go out and march. I can't go out with the kids and protest, but I have my writing practice and I use it. I write every day, at least 10 letters, at least. That's my
Wow,
minimum.
cheers,
So I have,
kudos to you.
thank you. Thank,
Oh,
thank you.
wonderful. And that's great. That's a great practice to have. Do
Yes,
you also write positive notes? I mean, are they
yes.
positive and
Thank you. Thank you for your vote on that issue in the Senate. It meant a lot to me. I will, I consider what you did in my next vote. I do write positive. Yes. Thank you.
cool.
Thank you, letters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, wonderful. That
Mhm.
hey, that says a lot.
Yeah. That's
Ain't
what I
no wonder I like you. You're a cool chick. You're a
I wish
cool
I could
chick.
I wish I could do more. I wish I could do more, you know.
If we all did our part, that's all we got to do. And you're doing it very well. And
Yeah.
I'm doing it very well. And yes,
Yeah.
we want to do everything we can, and we can't do it all.
No.
And there's that poem of Rosemary Watola Tromer. I can't think of it word by word, but I think it's titled Because. And let me actually just see if I can quickly
Good.
pull it, because she has an amazing website where you can actually type in a word and find the poem.
Oh.
So let me see if I can actually make that happen.
Well, while you're looking for that,
Okay.
I will say that I appreciate Rosemary very much. She is part of the group that I'm in, Colorado Poets, and I do appreciate her. Have gone to workshops that she's led and been in places where she's been. So
Yeah, I think she's wonderful. She's
yes,
so
yes.
knowledgeable too. Yeah, I found it. Rosemary Watola Tromer. This is from her website, which you could find at rosemary.com.
Uh,
And it's titled Because, and it was listed on her blog May 30th, 2022.
can you read it?
Because, yeah, I'm going to.
Yay.
Because, so I can't save the world, can't save even myself. Can't wrap my arms around every frightened child. Can't foster peace among nations. Can't bring love to all who feel unlovable. So I practice opening my heart right here in this room and being gentle with my insufficiency. I practice walking down the street heart first. And if it's insufficient to share love, I will practice loving anyway. I want to converse about truth, about trust. I want to invite compassion into every interaction. One willing heart can't stop a war. One willing heart can't feed all the hungry. And sometimes, daunted by a task too big, I tell myself, what's the use of trying? But today, the invitation is clear to be ridiculously courageous in love, to open the heart like a lilac in May, knowing freeze is possible and opening anyway, to take love seriously, to give love wildly, to race up to the world as if I were a puppy, adoring and unjaded, stumbling on my own exuberance, to feel the shock of indifference, of anger, of cruelty, of fear, and stay open, to love as if it matters, as if the world depends on it. Love it.
Oh my God. That is, okay. Yeah. I'm so glad you read that. Thank you. I'm
Thank
so,
you. Well, thank you for all that you do. I appreciate you being an active, concerned citizen and doing something more than complaining.
yeah, I try. I try. Um, I had a man, a spiritual teacher explain his version of the world to me. And it was that the world is like a seesaw, good and evil, good and evil. And every good deed that we do tips the scale in the way of good. So spend your time doing good deeds. And I took that to heart, and I believe it on several levels, and I try to do good deeds. We all do. You do great deeds with your with your offerings on the Zoom conversations and having the different poets share their work, share their experience. That's wonderful what you contribute. I appreciate what you do.
I appreciate I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you. I
Yeah.
think that, that Ram Dass, we're all just walking each other home. I believe it to be true. And I'm telling you, I am banking on what we send out is what's going to come back. That's what I'm banking on here.
Oh, I believe that
Uh,
100%. Yeah, I believe.
yeah, sometimes I'm like my whole reality's been shook up a little bit on that because I'm not seeing it in certain situations when I think it should be done.
Mm,
Um, but I am definitely banking on that because I've lived, I don't know how else to live.
yeah, exactly. Same for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what's so beautiful about this space is I think we're a bunch of people that
yeah,
don't know how to live any other way than
right.
open-hearted. And it's so nice to connect with others like that.
Yeah,
Nobody thinking you have ulterior motive or nobody questioning, and the vulnerability of saying, all right, here's my heart is what you say with this poem. Here's my heart. I've just opened it up to you. And in
right.
all these spaces, everybody absolutely loves what you're showing. It's just the most
Yeah,
amazing group of people, poets. I feel very honored to share this space with you.
Poets will save the world. Poets will.
It is true, I believe. I believe it to be true. So I got to get myself up to speed here. So I'm one
Yeah.
of them.
Okay, while you get up to speed, I'm going to read you a poem I wrote years ago, not that long ago, but a while back. That's
Sounds good.
related to how we're feeling right now.
Hmm.
It's called In All Endeavors. In all endeavors, strive to celebrate the spirit of the warrior, calm, centered, certain, whether tending to the flower garden or searching for the heart of the divine.
Mm.
Yep. Strive to be a warrior. I want to be a warrior for peace, for love, for justice, for virtue.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Yeah, and I think you're doing your part. I think I'm doing my part.
Yeah.
But we're probably always going to wish we could do more,
Yeah.
but it's also the pace of life that works with keeping us well
Right.
and rested and healthy and enjoying this wonderful experience of
But
life.
I want to say something more about writing.
Sure,
Okay.
yes.
all all writing is imperfect because as Laos, you can't put truth into words. It doesn't work. You can get close, but you can't do it. So I believe in perfecting the craft, studying the craft, the bones, the marrow of good writing. I think it's great to, spill on the page what you are feeling and thinking and wanting to be out there. But I also believe the craft has to be there for it to be appreciated by the by others. I just wanted to say that about writing.
So you go in and do a great deal of revision, or does it
Well,
your craft come out as you're writing it, or
I take classes. I have 3 classes I'm taking right now with writers that I respect and that know a whole lot more about the craft of writing. So I take classes. I try to improve. Yeah, I think I've told you that before. That to me, as a poet, it's as important to read other poets as it is to write my poems. I have a stack of books next to my bed. It's more than 2 feet high of poetry that I need to read. It's longer than my lifeline. I know it is. But I believe that's so important. It's like music. Composers put it out there, but it needs an audience. And I am the audience for those poets. I am the audience to their work, like Rosemary, like the poem you just read from Rosemary. I am poet and audience. And as
Mm,
poet, I work to get better at my craft. And as audience, I just I fill myself up with it.
mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have books, a lot of the books too. And honestly, I'm not sure I'll be able to get through them either.
So I was in the supermarket once with my boyfriend not long ago, and we were standing next to a couple near the houseplant section. And the husband said to his wife in this tone, "Step away from those plants. You have enough." And so my boyfriend picked up on that. And every Saturday we go to the thrift stores and look for treasures. And I always go to the book section first. And he always comes over and every time, every Saturday, "Step away from those books. You have enough." It's kind of fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Steve was saying, "Wait, another book?" Because I get a lot of them delivered. I'm like, yeah,
You buy them on Amazon.
yeah.
Yeah.
various places, different locations, bookstores often as well.
Yeah,
And a lot of times poets will send me a book.
copy.
Yeah, send me a
Yeah.
copy. So that's always lovely, and I have a few signed copies, so that's kind of nice too, you
Nice.
know.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think I do have a bit of a problem because I think I buy them sometimes and I don't even look at them. I just don't quite look at them. I'm like, I put them right down. Okay, like I know I'm gonna get to it, but like usually spend 5 minutes with it.
Yeah. Yeah. I know.
But I'm sure most people listening to this conversation, we're all in the same boat there. I probably guarantee that.
Singing to the choir.
Yeah, so I think we're in safe hands as far as that goes. Um, so yes, I've been in a few conversations with you, and I've heard
Mhm.
you talk about writing, um, sharing your thoughts on it, ideas on it. And I find much value in what you've got to say. And it's interesting getting to know a lot of you on a deeper level in these conversations where you share and we have opportunity to actually talk a little bit. It's kind of nice. Um, so what else do you want to say about writing if for well anything it could be I was going to say for somebody wanting to pick up a writing practice, but it could be for anybody. What's important?
Well, like I said before, writing to my senators and representatives and local mayors, I think writing practice should include that. It should be powerful. Use your writing for power. We have the ability to express our opinion and our needs to our politicians, and I think it's important to do that. Yeah. Write
Mhm.
poems, write journals, write, you know, you know, write your heart out. That's what I tried to do. I tried to do. Can I read another poem?
Absolutely.
Let me pick one that would be meaningful. Oh, that's about cancer. Oh, here's a poem. Yeah, this is this is a poem that I'm proud of because I felt it was crafted well. It not only had my experience, but I felt I crafted it well, which I don't often feel. So I have sleep disorder. I don't sleep well, sleep apnea, sleep whatever. And so one night, early in the morning, I don't know, night or morning, I don't know what it was, I got up and I walked to a local pond and the moon was out beautiful and I stayed at the pond while the sun came up and it was an awesome experience to the sun and the moon in the sky. It like really touched me so deeply. And this is the poem I wrote. It's called
Wow.
Sunrise. Restless, I rose early, followed the path to the pond beneath a full moon, pretty as a freshwater pearl. Safe from the clutch of fox and coyote, Canada geese slept, heads tucked tight beneath large flight feathers as they drifted and bobbed with the lift of the waves. Some say it is Orpheus who awakens the world with his lyre and sweet, sad songs of lost love, coaxing the sun to rise. This day, the sun rose gold out of the womb of the eastern plains, a cathedral of light over the sleepy pond. The moon, still bright as an opal, drifted across the western sky. A screech owl in a nearby cottonwood was silent. Arms outstretched, I stood beneath two heavenly orbs and knew, as Orpheus knew, not to turn back.
Mm, I like your ending.
Yeah,
You've got some nice endings to me.
yeah.
Thank you.
You are welcome. Thank you for allowing me to share my poems. I think I told you after the 90s, I stopped putting them out to be published. I had, I just turned inward, more inward for the next 30 years. And I might have a new renaissance and send poems out. I don't know. Thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, um, let me know if I could help you at all with that. Um, but yeah,
Mhm.
I appreciate what you're saying. I really am honored to share this space with you.
Thank you.
For sure. So your writing practice, so do you have like a certain like regimen? Do you do it every morning with your coffee? As I think a lot of what I'm hearing a lot of people do, the coffee and their dog, or when something's the wave of energy is coming in at you and you decide to take it and put it down here onto the
Yeah.
paper. Is it when it happens, or is there a certain time, or both?
Well, lately I think I mentioned this to you before. I've been going outside, sitting under the maple tree with my dog at my side and just listening. And sometimes it's listening to the outside world, the birds. Birds are always singing out there. Cars pass by, people with their baby carriages and strollers and bicycles ride by, and sometimes we say hello and sometimes not. And I sit there and listen. Like from my poem, I just listen. And what comes to me may go on the page and may not. But that's my practice.
Hmm.
My morning coffee practice, I read pages from, do you know Meditations by Marcus Aurelius?
Mm-hmm.
He was a Roman emperor about 2,000 years
I
ago.
do. I
Yeah.
do.
I read that. That's my morning practice. I read, and then I read a few pages of poetry. Lately, I'm reading Rumi, a Sufi poet, spiritual Sufi poet, and
Mhm.
Marcus Aurelius. That's how I start my day.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice,
And then I go out under the tree. I wait. I go out under
nice.
the
I
tree
love
later.
it.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Wow. It's like there you go. How can you go wrong from there?
Yeah, true. But
You know?
I have to slip in. I always also start the day doing Wordle, the puzzle, the New York Times puzzle.
Ah,
Okay.
a lot of you poets say that as well. I guess it's to expand your vocabulary, or I guess you get just a fascination with words.
Yes,
Mm,
fascination with
mm.
words. I love Wordle.
Yeah, because even Maya Stein said that, and a few of them might be, even James Cruz might have even said something about that. I'm not
Oh,
positive.
really?
So I've
I
been
didn't know
talking
that.
with so many
I know.
poets, it's hard for me to remember what story matches up with who.
So
Uh,
in August, I'm part of a group in the Northwest, Cascadia Poets. They put on this, and I think I'm going to refer this to you because I think you would enjoy it. They have the August Poetry Postcard Fest. 31 days of August. You write a postcard poem. So it's very quick. It's random, sent to somebody you don't know.
oh,
31 poets will send you a postcard. And it's a postcard poem, and it just sparks your imagination to do that. I think you would enjoy that. It's Cascadia
yeah.
Poetry Lab. This is my fifth year doing it, and I absolutely find it to be very like a prompt to creatively spark. But anyway, the guy who runs Cascadia Poetics Lab, his name is Paul Nelson, and he describes himself as poet interviewer. And I think that would be your description,
How
poet,
fun is that?
poet interviewer, because that's how I think of you, poet
How fun is that?
interviewer. Yeah, because you've interviewed some wonderful poets,
I'm
Rosemary.
trying to understand it. I'm trying to understand. Um, I just immerse myself whatever I have interest in.
Yeah.
If I'm going to do something, I want to just do my whole heart into it, and so that's where I'm at. And I love it because it's my practice right now,
Yes.
and I can feel it changing me already. You
Hmm.
know, um, but I'm learning so much from you. But at least it's interesting because I'm seeing more of it as it's really a field of energy is what we're talking about. Because I see a lot of similarities in the writing and yoga and like the sound bowls and things like my meditation practices. Um, and yoga is not really standing on your head and all that stuff. It's much broader than that. That's just our Western perception is do standing on your head and all that stuff. I There's
Right.
many different flavors of it as well. And
Yes.
everything I do is way on a gentle side.
Yeah.
People have actually tuned in from the hospital bed for
Yeah.
my stuff.
That's
Uh, be,
wonderful. That's who needs it. That's the people that need it.
Well, it's the energy, and it's this whole field. It's just this whole
Yeah.
field. So it's just interesting, allowing ourselves to grow and learn. And I wanted to get back to your practice though for a moment.
Okay.
So what did I want to ask about it? Because I got caught up in my own story here. Um, I'll be darned. I think I lost it because now I'm remembering that you said uh how you start out your morning.
Yeah. I started.
Oh, the revision. Do you go
Oh,
back and revise? I mean, what is your whole process there, or is it really kind of come out mostly in form? Because I know you want to be very clear with your message. You want to leave some readings behind for your children, and you really want to be clear with your grandchildren or whatever. You want to be clear with your message here. You really want people to understand your poetry from what
yeah.
I've heard you say. So I'm wondering what your process is forming it. How do you wrap it up? Say it's done.
It's never done. Never done. When I go back and read old poems, I say, wow, this could be so much better if I put it this way. So it's never done. And like I said, I take classes. I take classes from professional, well-written. I have taken workshops from Rosemary, in our Colorado group. So I'm always studying and I'm always learning how to make it better and always revising. Yeah. For my I do collage on this side. I do collage art. I make little art journals of collage. So lately, I have decided to make an art journal collage with my poems as part of the collage. And I've made my first one. And it was the poem I wrote many years ago. Um, and I'm very happy with it. And it's my new practice, collage with my poem as part of that collage. I'm going to show you the one I did. In fact, I brought my book down there. I don't know how to show things though. Do I just hold it in front of my face or
Yeah,
does,
yeah,
does that come out?
yeah, it sure does.
Can you see my poem there?
A full circle.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. You know what? This is like a little book of love.
Yeah. And this is going to be what I leave for my grandchildren, a book of collage. So now some of the papers are papers that they painted and I cut into pieces, scraps of their work, um, and things they have written or drawn or said, and that will be part of this book. So that's my new practice. I'm creating an art journal collage with my poems in them for my grandkids. Yeah.
That's awesome. I gotta say,
Yeah.
this is very interesting. I happen to have a book much like that myself in the other room
Oh,
that I'm in process
can you
of
show it?
doing.
Would you show it?
Yeah,
I
I would
I
if I
love.
know where to put my you know what? I think you and I are gonna talk about this. Maybe we could do a group. You think we can pull together a couple women to do that kind of thing with us and share in a group?
I
Get them started on the idea?
I think that's a
Maybe.
great. Yeah, I love it.
Well, let's talk doing a workshop like that.
Okay, sounds great. But I have no computer skills. I mean, zero.
No, you don't have to do anything more than what you're doing right now. Sit
Okay.
there and look pretty.
Yeah, right.
Hmm.
Oh, God.
Don't let me forget that. I got a lot going on right now, but that's a good idea
Can you go
because
get
as
your book? I really want to.
crazy that I have it, I can for a moment if I can lay my hands right on it.
Okay.
If not, because I'm
Okay.
actually in the middle of doing some rearranging around here, so it's
Okay.
possible that I don't know where it is.
Oh, okay.
So if it's not right where I'm going to look, then I don't know,
Okay.
and I don't think I do.
Oh, okay. Okay, now
Yeah, yeah, I don't see it right off.
all right, well, next time.
Yeah, it was a big one. Well, it was a project that I had started in
Ah,
with the yoga training and the therapy training. The
uh-huh.
the way to remember some of this stuff was to associate it with art. We talk about 196 like kind of
Yeah.
sutras is what they're called. So
Uh-huh.
um,
Yeah.
to remember them all, associate them with art, and I never quite got finished with doing that
Oh, I
project.
love that idea. I
So
love
I turned that book into this book of love.
Oh, I love it. So now I'm going to be the interviewer. Tell me why the name Zen Jen. Do you have a Zen practice? Do you practice Zen Buddhism or Zen anything?
No, I am about a decade into this healing journey. And I used to be a very stressed out realtor and actually had a physical and nervous breakdown. And so I knew the way out of that was to meditate and everything like that. So I got my meditation certification in April 2014 for my 50th birthday. That's what I did for myself for my 50th birthday. And so to me, Zen meant at the time just calm. And it just people were calling me Zen Jen because my name is Jen Brown, and Zen Brown just happened kind of organically. And uh it does make me feel a little bit more calm, but I don't know all the rules to all the practices. I do have a meditation practice, but I don't study. I mean, I don't know. I'm familiar with a lot, but not certainly not an expert on anything except trying to love myself and continuing to show up for myself. That's the only thing that's got me to step forward. So I hope expect to. I'm not wanting to go anywhere other than the Zen Gen, though.
I see. So I believe that words have power and names have power. I believe that really strongly. Um, and I think by naming yourself Zen Jen Brown, that took on some healing power, meaning, it just right, just righteousness. Yeah, Zen Jen Brown.
Well, it feels right.
Yeah.
It feels right. And I'll tell you, there's also a lot of heck of a lot of Jen Browns.
Yeah, I
And
imagine.
so and I've
Mhm.
even there's even a lot of Zenjen Browns. I mean Zenjens.
Yeah.
So Zenjen Brown is still only three syllables.
Oh my gosh, I have a poem. I have a poem related to this. I don't know if I pulled it out though. If I pulled it out, I don't know. Anyway, I don't know where the poem is, but it
That's
is.
okay. Go ahead. Can you read something?
I want to read that poem because it has to do with the power of names. Did I take
Mm.
it? Did I pull it out? Did
Well,
I?
all the words have power, right?
Yeah, but naming yourself has more incredible power. I don't think I have it. I can talk about it. I can talk about it though. No, I don't have it. Okay, it was a poem. It was a poem about naming. And the first stanza was about Marilyn Monroe. And it asked, did Marilyn Monroe have more beauty, more charm, more gift in reciting her lines than Norma Jean? Because her real name was Norma Jean. Then the second line was about a basketball player. I can't remember, a famous basketball player. Did this basketball player sink more balls, have more success than whatever his original name was, because he renamed himself? And the third
Uh-huh.
one was about Mother Teresa. Did Mother Teresa save more souls, have a tighter covenant with God than Agnes Bojaxian, which was her given name? And then the last stanza was something about, then I will name myself whenever it is I know who I want to be.
Uh-huh.
It was a,
Wow, right.
a very interesting poem about naming yourself
Yeah.
and all these famous people who had changed their name. And I wondering if that made them, gave them power to be who
Well,
they were.
you step into it. You step into it, you know. I mean, as I understand it, it's all there. We just need to step into it on some levels. Uh,
And name it what,
yeah, well, you claiming it. You claiming it.
yeah.
You claiming it. Wow.
Mhm.
Good stuff.
Hmm.
Good stuff. Oh, do you have one more poem you'd like to share or any
Hmm.
thoughts that you'd like to say?
Let me see. What did I pull out here? What did I pull out here? Well, I'll tell you, this story came from a book written by a Native American teacher, and he told the story about this alcoholic Indian who had failed this rehab 5 or 6 times, and he gave up, and he left the meeting and walked under a tree, and there was a bird in the tree. It was I think a blue jay. And the blue jay threw a twig down to this man, a sprig of pine. And this Native American picked up this sprig of pine and he took a whiff of it and walked back into the meeting. Something.
Wow. Wow.
So I wrote this poem.
You witnessed that happening?
No, I read it from,
Oh,
or he
whew.
told me. He either told me or I read it in his book.
Wow.
Okay. And so I wrote this poem
Mm.
thinking of that story, and it's called Gift. A raven followed me from tree to tree to tree, then dropped a twig, a fragrant sprig of pine, onto the earth below, that I may know the mystery surrounding me. I sniffed the pine and glanced skyward, but found no bird. Though he was gone, his gift lives on and on and on.
Mm. That is something.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. I forgot your dog's name.
My dog, can you see him? Her? I always call
Yeah,
her, hello, my puppy. Her name is Babe.
that's
Babe.
right, babe.
She
Hi,
came from
babe.
she came from the shelter with the name Babe, and we didn't change it. Hi, Babe.
Yeah. Well, if they're attached to their name or know the name,
We didn't change
I generally keep it like that too. Lucky here, Lucky came from a
it.
rescue, but they had just found him. He was a stray, so he had the name Pierre
Oh, Pierre. Okay. Little French
because
poodle.
yeah, because he's a little white poodle.
Yeah.
But he had only had that name for like 2 weeks or something like
Oh,
that. And let
okay.
me tell you, he is no Pierre, okay?
Okay.
He is no Pierre. He's
He's
a
lucky.
poodlum. I'm
Uh,
lucky. He's my little luck charm. Uh,
yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Hey, thank you so much for sharing love and time and conversation and just actually the connection. I appreciate getting to know you and listening to your beautiful words and your sharing. And I'm serious about that workshop. Sounds like a good idea to me. Send you an email and we'll we'll
Yeah.
we'll talk and see if you want to do it. It'll be one of those Thursday afternoon workshops.
That would be wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for all you do, which I think is amazing and such a nice contribution to the world.
Well, honestly,
You make
thanks
the
for
world wonderful.
supporting it. Thanks for believing in me.
I do.
Thank you,
Yes.
thank you for that. And
Yeah.
guided by the light, man. Uh, thank you though. Thank you so very much. And yeah, thanks for taking part in the Summer of Love series.
Okay.
That's also important. It's all going to be packaged up into a little. It's got its own playlist in YouTube. All of these conversations for the summer series. So actually, you could just go to YouTube and see that summer series and watch all of them. The part of these conversations. That's kind of cool.
Okay.
Uh, Also, that I figured that out.
Yeah. Yeah. You
But
have a
anyway,
lot.
yeah. Thanks so much again. I enjoyed uh everything about our conversation today. And what's your final word, my sweetness?
I want to say adios, which means go in peace, go with God, go be well. All may all be well.
Yeah, leave it right at that. And deep gratitude. Namaste.
Namaste.